Good morning. Today is Friday, June 19th. This is Boomer here, picking up where we left off the other day. I've been at my son's for a couple of days, and as you can see behind me, that's the field that we came down to the parking lot for Mike's wife Kathy to pick us up. And what we're seeing in front of me is the last of the fields, and we'll be going up toward that ridge on that mountain up there. We're going to be climbing again, and my son has hiked this section, and he's already warned there's a lot of rocks. So we all know how much I love rocks. But anyway, I'm going to get walking through this field and try to stay dry, and I'll get back with you when I've got something interesting to report. Boomer back again. I went across that nice innocent looking field into the woods, and what did I do? Climbed up a mountain, which my son told me would happen. I am apparently on the ridge at this point in time. I can see light in both directions, left and right. And this is what the trail looks like. It is still rocky, but it's relatively flat here. So hopefully I can make better time as I head toward Duncannon. All right, here is our first view. I'm assuming that's the Susquehanna River off in the distance. I think it's what my son told me. We are up on the top of the ridge now, and I think we're going to get more views. So I'll try to catch them as we go. All right, we have come to Hawk Rock. It's the only view I think listed on the hike that I'm doing today. Let me kind of give you the look around and we'll get a little closer. This is basically the rock itself, and there's a land out beyond that. So let's get closer. Okay, as you can see, it's a nice view from up here. I believe that's Duncannon down there. And that's going to be our next destination. And that's the Susquehanna River beyond. I'm gonna get a little bit closer to the edge, but not too close. All right, here's a view down into the valley, one of the tributaries that leads into, I guess, or out of the Susquehanna River. And here is a closer shot of the river itself. Beautiful river. My son tells me that it's the largest non-navigable river in the country. So I think it's used a lot for sport and fun. But anyway, here's the view today. It's absolutely beautiful, and I just wanted to share it with you. I'm on a bridge leading into Duncannon. I see the big highway and stuff over that way, but I think from the rock we saw up there, this is where that tributary comes in to the Susquehanna. So I kind of know where I am now, but it was very nice from up there. And I'm headed into town to see what kind of trouble I can get into and stop at an outfitter, see if I can get a small gas canister and a couple of things. Look, I might get a bite to eat before moving on. All right, Boomer here, sitting on a likely rock. I have just crossed the Susquehanna River on the footpath on the bridge, and I have started up the hill into the mountain. But as you can hear, there's a lot of traffic. That's because right below us, there's a major north-south route that comes through here, and the cars don't ever seem to stop. So hopefully as I round the bend and get on the other side, I'll get away from this traffic noise as I get closer to the shelter. But I'll check back with you when I do. All right, this is the view that Guthooks was promising us. It's a very nice view. We're right on the top of this ridge. As you can see, there's a lot of rocks up here, and you can see some of the marks on the boulders over there. But this is what we're seeing down in the valley with the Susquehanna, and I do think it's a pretty view. So I'm glad I could see it. And if I find a better one up ahead, I think there's another one, I will certainly stop and get that one too. Here we are, much higher up. Unfortunately, right here, the trees obscure the river, so I'm going to see if there's a better view on ahead. Good morning, Boomer here. It is Saturday, June 20th, and I am now leaving the Clark's Ferry shelter, continuing my trek north. So just wanted to check in with you. It's looking like another wet, rainy, yucky day. As a matter of fact, that's going to be the weather forecast, I think, for the next week or two, for the next 3 or 4 days anyway. But anyway, I'm going to start walking and see what I can see, and I'll get back with you when I find something interesting. If it were sunny, that would be even prettier, but it's really kind of neat to be able to see down in the valley from up here. Here's a view that just opened up for me as I was coming up the trail. I'm headed toward Table Rock. I think it's another mile or so up the mountain, but this one's not bad, and it has rocks too, as you can see. So I'm going to keep climbing up the mountain, and we'll get you some pictures from Table Rock when I get there. Okay, I'm told by a fellow hiker that this is called shock rock, and they say if you get up there and hold your hand in the air, you can actually get a shock. I'm not going to test that theory, honestly, but I wanted you to see it for the graffiti and the dramatic look of the power lines overhead. All right, everybody, here we are at Table Rock. That is Table Rock behind me. You may ask Boomer, why aren't you out on Table Rock? Because Boomer's a coward and doesn't want to go out there. It's not that I'm afraid of heights, I'm afraid of falling. So anyway, this is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm going to turn around and shoot it from the front of the camera so you can see what's behind it a little bit better. As you can see across the valley there, it's just really pretty. There's been an eagle flying by, back and forth, soaring through the skies, looking for his lunch. So just wanted to check it out, and I'm headed down the trail, and I'll let you know if I find anything else interesting. All right, Boomer here at the Peters Mountain Shelter. I've stopped for the day. I want to show you this shelter because it's one of the best that I've ever seen. It's just well constructed, well designed, and well built. So let me get the camera around and show you a little bit about what we've got here. As you approach the shelter from the rear, you will see that there are 2 bear boxes here. These are very important. It makes it really nice when you can go out behind the shelter like this and put your food in a bear box and lock it up and know that it's secure and know that the bears can't get to it. Now right here is a stair step up to a deck that wraps around the front part of this particular shelter. Let me show you that. And as you can see, right here on the very front, completely undercover, is a picnic table, which is absolutely fantastic. There's also a set of steps up to get inside the shelter. I'm going to take these right now. You walk up the steps here, and inside the shelter you've got an upstairs, which is up there, a large deck upstairs, and a downstairs area here. And I'm set up in that corner. There's even room to put a small tent in here. So this is an outstanding shelter. And the only complaint that I have about it is right around here. You see that sign? Spring, 0.2 miles, 300 steps. When they say 300 steps, they don't mean 300 of your steps. They mean 300 steps to walk down. And just as we started down to get water, which by the way was an adventure, I told somebody I felt like I had to go to the depths of hell to get water. But anyway, just right down that path, what should we run into but my second rattlesnake? So I've been around 2 rattlesnakes now, and so far so good, haven't been bitten. I'm not afraid of snakes, but I do respect the poisonous ones, so you got to be careful. Anyway, this is the outside of the shelter, and I think it's a really neat place to stay, and I'm looking forward to spending the night here. So this is Boomer signing out for the day.